Hey, you guys, we are back. This episode done led Eddie to drinking.
Whew. You know, sweet that. Oh, man.
What was that water?
You don't want to know. you really don't want to know.
This was a hot mess. Stay tuned for more.
We keep it real. Expressing how we feel. Whoa. So come on in and sip some tea. Join the KoEd family. We're about relationships and review. Making it fun and just for you. Go with God, let God go with you. It's time for Kourtney and Eddie.
I always put God first.
What's going on, KoEd camp folks? How y'all doing tonight? Welcome back to another video of Kourtney Eddie. I'm Eddie, aka E20. This is my lovely wife right here.
With all her black girl magic, Kourtney, also known as Coco.
This right here is Kourtney and Eddie. This channel is all about relationship, reviews, and entertainment. It's also all about our famous rants and jokes. And tonight, we're going to be doing a review on part 2 of the reunion for Married at First Sight. And y'all boy Brandon, I want a wife before I leave here, Pastor Cal. Marry us. No, forget that, baby. He going to marry us. Pastor Cal, you going to marry us? Baby, you going to get married, baby? You ready to get married? Oh, okay. We going to get married. And I'm going to be on a plane married. Anyway, baby.
And this is what I said when I wanted a husband.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted somebody committed.
Whoop, whoop.
Somebody like him.
That's right.
Because he loved me.
Come here, baby. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Woo! Got me a good wife. Boy, you fumbled the ball. Yeah, I scooped it up. So extra for no reason.
So if you're brand new to this channel and you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Hit it. Make sure you hit the like as well. And comment down below now. You know, is it us or is Brandon just extra for no reason? Is it us that we feel like, okay, do you? If you want to get engaged, all look good. But it's just something about him in particular that he's just doing way too much.
I don't think it's us.
Let me tell you, I done been single before.
Not single.
Single, because I was a gal single.
Are you a sang gal? Are you singing and you're a gal?
No, I was single.
Oh, okay.
So I done been single, and I have been on dates with guys that do way too much, and it's a click. It's a turn off because it's like, why you moving so hard? Like, why you making me feel like okay, I know, I get it. I'm top tier. You know, most women are. Let me finish.
Okay.
Most women are. You want to feel like that, but then it's like you giving off too much. You know what I'm saying? It's like you stroking my ego. You bigging up my head like a little bit too much for why? You know what I'm saying? For why? So I done been on dates with guys like that, and it just didn't pan out. It just didn't pan out.
You know why they do it? They want to stroke your ego, thinking they're gonna get on your good side, so they can get in your inside. That's why they do it.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I peep game. I peep game because I was like, bro, you doing a little bit too much.
You know, the thing is, when I was single, man, I never added that extra sauce. You know, now I'm trying to make a woman laugh so she can be comfortable around me. I try to play that good boy role, that innocent dude role, like she can let her guard down. And as soon as she let her guard down, BAM!
You gonna hit her?
No, GTD, baby.
No.
I bring the thunder then.
You never played innocent or good boy role, so no.
Who?
You.
I did.
Not with me, you didn't.
No, I had to change my color. I had to change my routine.
Well, I won't tell people your real, the way you really was, because that'll keep that between me and you, because I know your parents watching. So now let's go ahead and get into it.
I just said that because my parents said, my boy is still a virgin, even though I got
So y'all, let's get into it. So I don't know if it was cringe for you guys, but it was very cringe to us to watch. And I felt that, you know, Married at First Sight should not have allowed this man
to TV
sit up there and But anyway, we'll get into it.
Yeah.
So David, now it's a lot of repetitiveness. Now I don't think that this part 2 was even needed, or especially not 2 hours, because we can see it was a whole bunch of filler.
I would say an hour at the most.
Yeah, an hour for sure. So David admitted that him and Madison was vibing, I guess, early on, and they went out a few times, and he explained like that part didn't change. You know, they went when she called him, when she said she was going out, and she really went out with him. They went out one other time or whatever with her cousin or something like that or whatever. So he said, yeah, he did flirt. And it did make him feel like he still got it. Because, you know, we talked about David was like the pretty boy. Like in his circle, he was the man. He always felt like, you know, all the women want me.
See,
and when Michelle was like, not so much, he was like, oh, she want me? Okay.
David, he couldn't have been in my circle, man. You know, all that. Yeah, you gotta, you know, cause my circle, you gonna have to come with it. Not because of the looks, you gotta bring something to the table, man. You know what I'm saying? Cause you think you can walk in there and be the life of the party. That carries you just so far. You gotta have something else to offer.
Gotta have some substance.
Right, you have to. You know, your hair all pulled back and you put the relaxing.
You almost 40 years old, man.
Yeah, you got the relaxing in your hair and you looking like Tito Jackson and stuff, man. You know, you got to have more than that. You have to. But then again, now I see why you was drawn to Madison now. I forget, Madison's still young.
And
you
she
know?
got shelter.
Yeah, and not just that, she's young, so she's not looking for substance. She's looking for the outside.
And she got shelter.
And that too. Come on, move in with me, baby. Come on. I'm pulling you with this rope out of the basement. Come on, baby. I got 1-bedroom apartment. You can stay with me. Even though I'll be the breadwinner and making all the money, and you can stay at home and chill and work your 2 jobs and do you and play video games and go out in the middle of the day and drink.
Bam, boom. And you can chat whatever woman you want to, because if I ain't getting you enough attention, then I'm sure you'll find it somewhere on that phone and something like that, because he be there by himself because you travel a lot for your job.
That's a great observation right there. You're right, because he went to Madison because he didn't get enough attention from Michelle.
Yeah.
So Madison, you better stay on your game, because as soon as you stop giving him that attention, you're going to go elsewhere.
Yep. So, so his first kiss,
First kiss.
yeah, Kevin asked when was the first time they kissed. So the first kiss was at Juan's warehouse thing. Yeah, right, Chad.
You think
on camera.
you expect us to believe that, bro?
Right. So Michelle said that it feels as though that there was a physical attraction before and everything.
Of course.
And so yeah, he feels that they feel that there was a physical attraction before.
Yeah, man.
Is that camera cricket?
Yeah, it's gonna do for right now. Yeah, you send somebody, I'm gonna eat you up. Yeah, there's some physical attraction going on there.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's what basically what it's getting down to. But like I said, it's so same old. Y'all done made this whole reunion about trying to figure it out. These folks they stories ain't matching, so some crossover, then some lines. So let's just move on. So yeah, Michelle said that because Kevin said, "Do you think that your fuel was built on in the beginning of maybe you saw something or whatever?" She said, "Yeah, I always got unauthentic vibes from David, and so yeah, I did feel something." But I mean, of course, we all still know that still was no reason for her to talk to him like that. And she said she apologized, and she said even looking back now, she can see how much of a spoiled brat she was and how mean, and David didn't deserve that.
Yeah, I'm glad she pointed that out. It doesn't change the fact that she treated David the way she treated David, but I'm glad she recognized what she did was wrong. Mm-hmm. And also, it still doesn't change the fact that David, what he did was wrong too. I don't care how many people said she dogged him out. Yeah, leave. You ain't gotta cheat. Just leave, man. Leave.
It wasn't cheating because they ain't even consummate. It wasn't
they
cheating
were
because
married. They said, "I do."
They didn't cheat though because she didn't like him like that though. I'm just telling what the people.
I know what you're saying. So you get into a marriage and your husband all of a sudden he falls out of love with you.
It wasn't that kind of marriage. It was unconventional.
But it was still a marriage. They said I do. They gave you vows in front of the whole
And
wild.
and when it get rough, I'm gonna be by your side. And when it get hard, just call my name. You know, all that
All
little
right,
fluffy
Rev.
stuff.
All right, Rev.
Say, let it just say amen.
Amen.
So they did all of that in front of whoever married them, child, God and whoever.
And if you really watch and listen to the person that's married these people, they always say the state of such and such recognizes marriage.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
yeah, it's a legit marriage.
Yeah, it was a legit marriage. Now, whatever happened, all that still don't, that's just like, these folks, like you said, honey, they get drunk and go to Vegas, child, and they say, ooh, I like you too. And then they end up getting married. They still was in a marriage and they got to get the proper way and get a divorce.
That's right. They got to go they got to spend that money to get that legitimate divorce.
Yeah.
So they got married, man.
So anyway, Kevin said that, when you talked about finances and stuff, I did hear, did what you saw, did it scare you? And Michelle said, yeah, it did.
No, she didn't say that.
What she say?
She said, hell yeah, it scared me. I
She
saw
didn't say
the enormous man. She said, woo. I would have married a teenager for the money he was making. And cause the way she was basically saying that for somebody staying at home to save money, it just didn't add up.
Didn't add up because he been said he can move out anytime he get good and ready. Didn't he tell you that when y'all was sitting there on that couch when y'all had just said y'all I do?
He sure enough did.
He said he chose to stay there.
He sure enough did.
That's what he said.
Mm-hmm.
So he working them two jobs with Uber Eats and ship it and stuff like that.
DoorDash
and dashing doors and Ubering people around. So I'm working my 2 jobs, and I know he got them not his.
I don't even know about that. He lies so
yeah,
bad,
you're right. His janitorial work at the hospital, whatever. So but so he said that it did scare her because she looking like how in the world. So he said, don't even much matter because I done moved in with my soulmate, the love of my life, the woman I'm going to ask to marry me, that I'm going to get on bending knee in front of her dad and say, Daddy, can I please?
Not please.
Please, Daddy.
Not James Brown, please. Please.
Hey,
please.
Hey.
Please.
Get up
marry
on
me.
And so he said that,
y'all don't know. Y'all, this cup thing, this red cup, y'all.
It ain't nothing in that red cup, I promise. We won't even have nothing in there for him to do that with.
No, actually, it's orange juice.
So David said that, he got his soulmate and
what's the main thing?
He said he gives her financial security.
Ooh, security, financial security.
He said the security, and Kevin said, "Oh, okay,
what kind of security?"
Yeah, he said,
I pay for every time we go out. I open the door for her. I walk on the side of the street for her. I even pull her chair out for her.
Well, praise the Lord. That's the normal gentleman.
Yeah, you're supposed to do things like that if you're a man.
But let's pay attention to his word. Now, he lied, but then he also feel truth in there too. Now, he said he does do financial security, right? So he said that he pay for them every time they go out. I ain't never heard him say he pay all the bills. I ain't never heard him say, yeah, I pay half the rent. I pay all the rent. I pay the power bill. I pay the water bill. I pay the gas bill. He didn't say none of that. But he said when they go to eat them tacos, I got you, boo.
But you know why he got her? You know why? Because he got the little knick-knack stuff, and she's the what?
Breadwinner.
I said, hold
out
up,
of his
bro.
mouth. Not mine. She's the breadwinner.
I said, hold up, bro. You older, and you the man, and you gonna allow her to be the breadwinner? That's why Michelle probably acted the way she acted. I hate to say it that way, even though the way she did it was completely wrong. But I understand why she did it. You're a 40-year-old man, and Matt's what, 30? Oh no, he what, 38?
Close to 40.
Yeah, 40-year-old, close to 40. She's 30. And you move in with her, and you said, not us. You said she was the breadwinner.
Yeah.
And you said it with a straight face.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Man.
Yeah, he did.
And what gets me, Madison, that's why I said Madison's still young in the head, in my opinion. Because she goes from one guy that has his own stuff, is the breadwinner, got it going on, and she kicked into the curb or cheated on him for this guy here. Yeah, to her, she didn't think Alan looked all, the attraction wasn't there. But that's something you can kind of work
You
on.
can.
You know what I'm saying? Dress him. He can change the way he dressed. You can get his teeth fixed and all that. And y'all was working on that, but you wasn't patient enough. You wasn't. So you go with this guy here that you basically got to build up. You got to build this guy up, man. But yeah, man,
You got what you
it's
deserve.
crazy. But she's 30 years old. She's still young. She's looking on the outside. She's not looking for substance. She's looking at how good in her head that David looks to her. You know what I'm saying?
He got muscles.
Yeah,
That's what she said.
Yeah, but I can tell he had muscles probably when he was younger. But yeah.
And so now he done moved out his mama house to his girlfriend house. So some woman still taking care of him either way. You know what I'm saying? And Alan, and he just opened up his Instagram. So y'all go over there and follow him. And Alan was, when I had went on the Instagram while the show was on, Alan was up there tearing up the bathroom and showing y'all that he done remodeled this bathroom by himself. And she up there got to go out there and travel and pay all the rent because she the breadwinner. And this man eating tacos and working 2 jobs and coming home because she said we hardly see each other except on the weekend. So during the week, he is strolling and DMing some other chick. In my opinion. Not saying that's true, but
that's a tough life to live.
The logistics look like.
She's gone most of the week. He's working most of the week, and y'all don't see each other on the weekends. And when y'all do, y'all go out. Part of life, party life,
and
man.
And then too, how can you build off of that?
You can't build off that.
Once again, let me put us in it. We built a good, strong foundation because we communicated a lot. We talked a lot via phone and in person, and we spent a lot of time together before we got married. So we built a whole bunch of stuff and even had our ups and downs, roller coasters and all that stuff, whatever, before we got married. So we built that time. But now that they've gone back to their normal lives and she travels a lot and all that stuff, whatever, then they don't probably have a lot of communication. Right now, oh yeah, we still puppy loving it and all that stuff, whatever. But like the experts was telling them, I hope it works out. I hope it works out.
Hey, more power to y'all.
So, let's see. And that's when David said, okay, yeah, it's age gap and all that stuff, whatever. But he said he the breadwinner. Michelle said that, she dating, but the show made her realize that she got work to do. So she really and truly realized that she got walls up. And David said he planned on marrying Madison. Yeah, he planning on marrying her because he can't let this young tenderoni that's taking care of him get away. Even though Camille said, y'all gonna lay off of David, though.
Then again, David, if you can find you a young tenderoni to take care of you, more power to you, man. Go for it, brother. Go for it.
And he said, like Bobby Brown, he gonna be loving her for the rest of his life. But Camille said, lay off her boy, though. Y'all was in the streets up here talking about he the basement boy. She didn't say that, but like he ain't doing. He a good dude, though.
Stop it, Camille. Stop it. Stop the cap. You hear me? Stop trying to gaslight us, man.
And she said, now y'all could talk about the other
but this man was 40 years old, okay? And it's nothing wrong about moving back home with your parents, but you got to be building for something. And the way Michelle was saying, when she looked at the numbers, he wasn't building on nothing. What he had in his account? $200-$300?
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, leave my boy alone. I know y'all tight, Camille. I know you try to take up for your boy.
So Juan and Carla, they showing they scene and stuff, and there's not much to talk about. Let's be honest. Carla said that Juan is analytical and she's spontaneous, and Kevin was just talking about the intimacy coach. That lady said, I can't catch a break. Y'all throwing me back up on that screen again. So
y'all ain't allow me wear my good nightie. I just talked about the story to pick this up on the way there.
So she said that, and Juan said that, hey, it was a little off for him. That's not his style or anything like that. No disrespect, but yeah.
She stepped in there. Hold up, Juan. We needed her there. We needed her so she can break your walls down and so we can get more intimate and more connected. I said, okay, Carla, but still.
Carla said during the honeymoon, she knew that this right here wasn't going to work because he forgot about her. You know what I'm saying? They showed the scene where he said that, I totally forgot about you. I was over there with my homeboy David and we were chilling, honey, having man time. So I forgot about you.
111. You never, ever. I don't know how many times you dated women, how many times you dated women seriously. You never tell a woman you forget about her. Especially you just met this woman, y'all supposed to be getting to know each other, and you gonna tell her, yeah, man, I'll hang my homeboy. I ain't think nothing about you. That's the wrong move to make, bruh. The wrong move. If I would have told you that, what would you have said?
I don't know. I wouldn't have said nothing. You probably just walked away bruised.
Bruised.
How? I been hit you.
You hit me?
Bruised. So Warren said that it was a bad move. It was word vomit. He did apologize for that. He said it was. Did he say it was mean? I don't think he was being mean. I think like you said, he was being selfish. You know what I'm saying? It was a very selfish moment. And Carla called him selfish. You know, a lot of stuff. Warren said, well, listen, the other guys was on the honeymoon up there paying for massages and stuff like that. Hey, at least I didn't cheat. I was spending time with you.
Sometimes Warren, he has some airhead moments. You know what I'm saying? Why would you say, well, I didn't cheat, or I came home, I didn't disrespect? Those are the things you're supposed to do. That's for what Candace said. You're supposed to do that. That's good. That's a given, man. And for you to pat yourself in the back for that, that's an issue for me.
But he sure went finna dish out no money, child, to pay for no massages, honey. But they ended up getting one.
They did.
So I don't know who paid for that. But anyway, so Warren said that he learned from Carla, you know, some things, you know. So now he didn't take the solo trip. And what Carla said, what you learned from it, what you called it, I'm grounding. So yeah, now he grounding and stuff. So he was saying that, ooh, that stuff, hugging trees and kissing the ground and stuff or whatever. But now I'm finna do some of that. So he needed solo time to take some time away and stuff like that.
Now, some of the stuff Carla believes in, I do believe in it. You know what I'm saying? You do have to get back to nature. You do have to get grounded. Nature. You know what I'm saying? You got to have that certain type of vibration and frequency and energies and stuff. Because I've seen energy transfer from one person to another person. Negative energy, you know what I'm saying? A person walk in with negative energy and you sucks the air out the room.
You done did me like that.
And you done me like that too. And I can tell when your energy off and you get all sucked out. And I said, man, you okay, baby?
Let's keep going.
All right. Stop asking me that. I said, I'm just making sure you okay. Leave me alone. Why you all ask me that? Ain't nothing wrong with me. I said, yes, it is. Sometimes I can tell. It ain't nothing. I can tell, baby.
Why is he always asking me?
Carla, I can tell some of your energy be off. Okay. Carla? See, I know Carla.
Come on.
I'm done.
Her name ain't Carla. It ain't Carla, the collar on your shirt.
Pop that collar.
So anyway, but yeah, they both, you know, said that this experience was a blessing. They wouldn't change nothing. They just don't work for each other. And, you know, he got a Brazilian girlfriend and, you know.
You know, they ain't show her face, did it? You noticed that, right?
They didn't show it on there, but he didn't post it on
I know,
Instagram.
only to show this show, yeah.
He got a Brazilian girl, I guess because, you know, she probably didn't sign off for that. He got a Brazilian girlfriend.
We don't want to talk about that.
And so he was saying that, I think, did he say something about the same vibration or something like that? He said Carla and her.
Yeah. No. He said the new girlfriend had him and her has the same vibration. And cause see, you using my word.
What's she call him? What's it?
One disaglow or one?
The four. I forgot how she said. One. See, I told you. But one. I see you. One. Yes. I think I missed the.
Carla is a good time, man. She's quirky. She's like out there. She's just, to me, I think she's a good time. So
all the men sitting down and they want to talk to all the men and stuff. Anyone wants to talk about it, let's be honest. It really and truly was. You know, they said who gave the best advice, Thomas and Warren. The best swag, Ike. Who shares the most, Alan. He was like, yeah, I'm transparent and tell it all. Who would get married next, David. Is Alan coming to the wedding? No, don't want to be invited. No disrespect. I ain't got nothing against y'all, but it's not going to be for me. They talked about the text message thing. Warren said, dude, you're a terrible liar. You could have came up with something else. Could have asked AI to give you some, honey. But Warren said, I would have said, I was drunk and I was I just was in my feelings about you. I said, I would have said the same thing. That would have been a good thing. I was in my feelings about you, so I sent it to you. You know what I'm saying? And hey, you don't know, Michelle would have said, well, I'm turned on now. Forget about your SSI chick. I don't know where they come
Where they come from?
I miss savings.
Man, oh my God, I can't even joke with that one. I can't even joke with that one.
So
SSI. People gonna be offended. I get one of those. Oh yeah, we know. You know.
It's so scary. What is? Because you're older, right? You retired.
I think sometimes you be
have a disability.
Yeah.
No. Well, I wasn't saying that. It was just first I tried to say savings.
Some people call them crazy Jack.
Oh.
Oh.
Anyway, let's move on.
Anyway, you gonna gloss over that?
What? It just came up. It came up, and so that's why I was going to say. But I was trying to say savings.
The spirit came out. Yes,
maybe he need to get one. So anyway, because he living with somebody, so she probably can file for him.
He got like EBT
what his name? David said he got his investment place over there in Iowa where his brother is. So
I understand. Yeah, I understand some people can get an investment property when they're out of state, but Iowa. And I really think it's your brothers, and you just y'all probably went in together.
Probably went in. He said, "Where's brother is?" Yeah, so why is over there where the brother is?
Yeah, and the brother said, "Give him some money, and we can buy this property." And Dave probably gave him $100.
And he probably said, "You got afterpay." So anyway, there was a 1-1.
There was a 1-1.
It was.
Yeah, it was.
Do y'all think it was a 1-1? I hear them laughing.
Yeah,
all right, so
Ike
said,
talking about my SSI check.
Ike said he is not dating. He really and truly just chilling. He's
that's good. That's a good thing.
He said this was a lot for him, honey. It was an energy like zapped and all that stuff. So I don't want to talk to nobody. I'm gonna be right over here, minding my business in my arts and crafts and all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm glad he decided to take a year off for himself and get himself right.
So he said he felt lost he lost himself during this journey. So Thomas is glad that Alan is happy, and David said, the same. Anyway, so let's move on. So why got the doctors come out, child? They was the experts. They said docs come out.
The docs come out.
That's what I said. The doctors.
The docs come out. The docs come out at night.
Good Dr. Pia.
Docs come out at night. What? Docs come out at night. Hold up. Docs come out at night.
Want. Stop it. Just stop it. You acting like Brandon. Want the attention. Just stop it.
No, he got me beat by a long shot.
Baby, he got them all beat, honey. If anybody can get an award for child, it would be him, honey. He probably, like, as far as attention and doing crazy stuff, he may be up there with Chris now. Now, they was on two different planes, but as far as when somebody wanted attention.
You know how the little kids in daycare or kindergarten want their attention all the time? Yeah. They act out.
They do.
That's Brandon. He wants to act out to get the eyes on him.
You act like that sometimes.
I know, but not like him, though.
Not like that. So anyway, Dr. Pia is pregnant. Congratulations.
Is she pregnant? I thought she had the baby already.
You didn't see her big belly on that stage? That's why she had that dress on.
Dr. Pia, I'm so sorry. I already thought you had the baby. I thought it was just a little extra weight. Real talk. Like she said it was a girl. She said she was.
Yeah, I think that maybe on when she had got married, I think she had the baby this year. Of course, this was filmed last year. So
she's pregnant now.
She pregnant on here, but she done had the baby in real life. So anyway, so Dr. P is pregnant. It's a girl. She said it's a miracle baby. So I think maybe they was having some troubles, conceiving, and so she said this is a miracle baby. So Pastor Cal was asking, as far as David and Michelle. I mean, excuse me, David and Madison. They came out. I think it was. Wait a minute. Somebody came out, child. I don't know what I wrote down, but I probably super past.
Who came out first? I think Michelle and Alan came out first.
Okay. So they came out. Okay, yeah. Thank you. So they was talking about the timeline. So it seemed like the timeline between, you know, Madison and David. That's where the issue is and stuff. And Alan and Michelle, they come out. So they must kind of talk about timeline before they came out. So they both said that they move on. And Alan said that, you know, that one thing about it, that this show has, you know, brought some red flags, so people won't, I don't know, red flags for him, I guess, you know, made him a target. And people think that, I guess, when he date them, that he want arm candy. I don't
Yeah,
understand.
he said if people think he wants arm candy, somebody that looks good on his arm. You know what I'm saying? He want to be out with somebody good looking, basically.
Yeah.
And you know, so I guess they got that kind of.
How? I
I
mean, is he
I
not
don't,
deserving of that?
I don't know, man. I don't know how they get that, but you know, I just think the dude just want to be in love with somebody, but people think what they want to think.
But Pastor Cal was like, you know, you're a hot commodity. Like, for real, Alan, we wish you nothing but the best, because you like a good dude. You know, I know they don't be giving Michelle the kudos because she done went rogue on that man and tried to tear him down. But, you know, but Alan, you know, they always, especially Pastor Cal, always giving him the kudos, you know. And so Michelle said that she said that she owns up the stuff that she did. She know how, you know, she treated David on the show, and she was a brat, you know, and she owned up to that. Michelle said that at first she thought that the text messages between them two, at first she did think that he was doing it to her. Then she realized it wasn't for her, and she felt then that something was going on, and she just didn't know what. So Dr. Pia said that, you know, you should question the timeline, because that seemed to be an issue. At this point, no, we don't. At this point, we do not care. At this point, let it go, honey. If the folks cross lines in between them and God and them and their lies, and I'm telling you, you reap what you sow, it's going to come back to them. So some lines going to get crossed between them. Let that go. Michelle, girl, you look good. Just let it go.
You know what? I'm saying while you was talking about that, I'm thinking we're gonna reach out to my homeboys, cause back in the day we used to watch Saturday morning kung fu flip movies, and then when we was younger, and when we got through watching the show, we go out there and play kung fu. And my homeboy on Facebook, he posts something like that. I was like, maybe we can have like a reunion, us in our 50s, watch a kung fu movie. Then after we watch it, we go out there and do kung fu with one another.
So back to this show. Michelle said that she heard that Madison and David was originally the ones that's supposed to be matched up. That's guys, where you get that from? That's not true. And we can tell you that that's not true. No, we've never matched them up in the beginning. It was nothing like that. Michelle said, oh, okay. You know, I know they be getting that from over Reddit over there. So why Warren over there going rogue on all the social media, child? Let me say that before I forget, honey. He done posted stuff. He told me some blackmailed, and he was blackmailed and all this stuff or whatever. I was like, Warren, your time is up.
And when you said blackmail, it took me a minute. I was like, blackmail?
By Carla and her folks.
No, I
like
thought you talking about a black man, blackmail.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I thought, okay, all right, now one. But
So he blackmailed by what is it?
Call the family.
Yeah, Carla family, and they were like, Carla ain't even said nothing, but it was like her sisters, them trying to protect her. Warren, change your story, your narrative, and he just really talking about his experience of the show and all that stuff with that. I was like, if anybody is acting like a Brandon, it's a Warren offline. He done, can y'all vote for me? He posted pictures. He on the Amazon thing. He everywhere.
He's a diva.
I mean, for a person that didn't want to pay for a little fucking massage, child, you was all in these streets.
He's a diva.
So, but Pascal let them know that that's not true. So,
Excuse me. Sorry.
If anything, they said that Madison, they was gonna hook Madison up with somebody, but of course they didn't want to go against.
She wanted somebody white.
Yeah, she didn't want a black man. So,
and she end up with what? He's a black Puerto Rican. Black. Yeah.
What they got?
Puerto Rican, biracial.
So, Ike and M come out. So they talked to the experts. Ike said that he off the gate, honey. He was like, "Yep, this is not really truly, you know, like what I wanted." You know, he didn't say those words, but kind of like that. She act like she didn't want me around, you know, and the stuff that he was saying, you know, it's just like they weren't on the same page. He wanted someone that was open and honest. and had my back. And Dr. P was like, she wasn't open and honest and had your back. I'm confused. I don't understand. He was like, well, maybe it was just me, that maybe I wasn't letting her in. And they all said, yeah, thank you for telling the truth. He felt that, maybe it was him. He was closed off, to the process. He didn't lean into it more, because they was talking about, in marriages, it's not about I, it's about both of y'all. So you looking at it just one way on what you can again and can't do, but you got to give too. So you can't just be selfish in marriage. And that's when I was like, you know what? Maybe I was wrong. It was me. I wasn't putting my all into it. And so Em was like, finally, thank you. Finally telling the truth.
Well, eventually it came out. He really didn't lean into it, man. It was like, I don't know what made the switch, but something made him switch, and he just like basically gave up on the marriage.
Yeah. So they had another chair out there. So it was Ike, empty chair. It was empty chair and Ike.
Oh, married at first sight. How messy can you? I'm just gonna call y'all messy at first sight. How messy can y'all get, man? Why would y'all do that, man? I understand y'all want ratings and y'all want the eyeballs on the show, but to put Ike, a lot of people, they're not big Ike fans. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it 100. But Ike, to me, did the right thing, in my opinion.
So let me tell y'all what the right thing was, because my husband didn't tell y'all.
Yeah, I was gonna let you finish the story.
So, but you jumped. And
I know, but I didn't give him all the information, so that's why I stopped right there, so I can kind of back out, so you can get in there and finish the story. Now, finish the story.
Do that again.
Hey.
So anyway, so as as they sitting there, whatever, and then Kevin said, well, him is engaged, so, congratulations. So at this time, I'm gonna finish the story.
Let me jump back in. When he said M was engaged, I thought that's all he was gonna say and do. Nigga gonna cut to commercial.
I knew that chair.
I knew that, but I thought he was gonna cut to commercial first and then
finish that
part off, but they didn't do that.
So Emma's engaged, and so we got Brandon in the studio, so he's gonna come out.
He's gonna come out when we come back from commercial. That's what I thought he was gonna say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen. He's gonna come out, and I was like, "Whoop, that's my cue to leave." Yeah. And the experts looking like,
why y'all looking at him for? He did the right thing.
I said, what y'all looking so shocked for?
I would have done the same. Yeah, man.
If you finna bring somebody out here to act the way he acted, I think I don't know, I could have still walked away, but if Brandon would have been very, you know what I'm saying, like, tamper that down, bro. Like, you here for her, you ain't here for me. I ain't got nothing to do with it.
I still think if Brandon was tampered down, Ike still would have left, which I don't blame him.
Yeah.
This right now is between M and Brandon.
Yeah.
Has something to do with me.
Right.
So let me exit stage left. You know what I'm saying?
So he did the right thing.
He did.
So I don't know if y'all agree with that, but I'm telling you, in my opinion, he did the right thing. I ain't finna sit there and let y'all production amp me up or say some stuff so I can
get all messy and whatnot.
Right.
And I'm 100% with Ike on this one right here. I would have done the same thing. I would walked out, and and while I'm walking out, while y'all sitting there looking at me like I'm crazy, I'm looking at y'all like y'all crazy. Right. Why you looking at me for? Right. I'm not gonna sit here and let y'all put me in this position so I can get enraged. And you know how this guy is. He's gonna pick, and poke. Just I say something.
Just like he did. I'm M fiance. Oh, I'm sorry, I ain't tell you. I'm M fiance. Right. Like he came back. Okay, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? So he wants all that energy. So when Ike and him, he coming out leaving, he's trying to shake Ike's hand. Ike was like, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? And he kept walking.
And Brandon should have respected that and kept it moving.
No.
I told y'all, I made a bet he was going to be man enough to shake my hand. Bruh, calm down. Now you're making yourself look silly. You know what I'm saying? That to me was unnecessary. You are two black men, okay? And if the man didn't want to shake your hand, just keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have to do all the extra stuff.
That was way too much. That was just way too much. So anyway, Brandon come out. All that you just said took place. Ike walks off and all that stuff, whatever. So he sit down and talk. And Dr. Pepper said that that engagement was quick. It was real quick.
Now Dr. Pepper, personally, I think she peaked Brandon's game.
Let me say this. Somebody said a long time ago, Dr. Pepper used to be very transparent and she used to be very like kind of hard and she would speak her mind and her truth. But somewhere I think
Production kind of told her
reel back it probably was too hard for the people. And so she probably reeled back. And ever since then, she been reeled back. So, but you're right. Dr. Pepper's like, child, I don't buy this.
Yeah, I think she peeped it because you can look at her expression on her face when Brandon was talking. She like smiled or gave a glare to Brandon and like, yeah, right, man.
Like,
yeah, right. Okay, whatever, man. You expect me to believe that? Yeah, okay. Well, I know your game.
M said, yep, but it was love. It was like love at first sight. Y'all say married at first time and change the show was love at first sight. And so, it's genuine. And then they kissed and stuff.
No, he kissed her.
Yeah, he did because she was still talking.
Yeah,
and she was looking like this.
And he said, "Can't kiss me." I said, "Dude, stop
this."
it."
The whole time.
I think she was low key embarrassed too.
This really and truly was her whole face.
Yeah, I think especially when he was out there, I think she was low key embarrassed.
Well, she let the embarrassment come out there. She let the embarrassment be a part of it. You see what he did at the picnic, whatever they had, that little outing and stuff. She seen how it was then, even though I know at that time it was still fresh. So they was kissing. But now, you know what I'm saying?
Her whole demeanor, her whole energy has shifted.
It has shifted. It really truly, and she's not as amped up as she was no more and stuff. And now you got one that was, Ike was, you're a-hole and stuff. Now you got one that's doing a lot too.
Too much on the opposite scale.
On the opposite scale, exactly. Yeah. So it ain't no balance. Like, girl, don't you want to break?
You go from one extreme to the other extreme.
So, but yeah, she said it was genuine, and she said that he said that he glad he the one. He said she kept saying my man, my man, my man.
Now Brandon's saying all this now.
He said that your man is here, so I'm here, baby.
How can he fumble this beautiful queen right here and stuff like that? Now I'm here to pick the ball up, and that's my baby there. Boy, we're gonna be doing lots of good things together.
In fact, we have that Hennessy got us, and that's what they did last night.
I said,
Dr. Peel was like, "Oh my gosh, so embarrassed."
I said, "Bruh, come on, man, that's too much."
And she like,
"That is too much." Now you acting like you 20 years old now. You're a grown man.
How old he is?
Yeah, we had that Hennessy last night, and we like having it was a good night. Bruh, that is so freaking immature, man.
This Pastor Cal, you took them glasses on. I can't believe what I'm seeing right now.
What am I seeing? What is this debacle in front of me? What is going on?
Yep, but he said, they smashed, honey. And after that, then they started having communications about the future and all that stuff, whatever. And in fact, Pascal, can you marry us right now? I ain't leaving and getting on that plane until we marry.
And you can tell if she can sink in that chair, she probably sink in that chair because she was so embarrassed. So embarrassed.
You know she be sitting low.
Yeah. She was so embarrassed because he did too much. I ain't leaving here till you marry us. When you get on the plane, we're going to be married. I'm not going to leave here till she be my wife. And I'm saying, dude. But
so,
if you happy.
You happy. I ain't finna
I'm about to say, that's why I paused. If you happy. I don't know.
Hey, if you happy, you happy. That's all. You know how people say, "Ooh, if I'm happy,
if
you happy."
No, if you happy, I'm happy for you.
I don't got nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
So anyway, so he asked, and Pascal said, let's do this offline. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to get you some counseling. I want to, sit down and stuff like that, whatever. So we're going to do this offline.
And he was still standing up.
And he was still standing up to him. And had to say, baby, sit down.
You're embarrassing me.
I was like, oh my gosh. Girl. This man one embarrassed you in a horrible way. Very disrespectful. The other one embarrassed you in some kind of way.
Cringe way.
Yeah, cringe.
It was a cringe way.
Very cringy. Oh my gosh. So anyway, then they said that, it's something about the M said that, you know, she this is what I'm talking about. This was the level of commitment I wanted. This is what I wanted in a man. This right here. He loves me. It's genuine. I knew that from day one. It was love at first sight. So I knew that. And this is what I wanted. I said, girl, is this really what you want?
I really think there's a lot of people in the comments say, you know, have low self-esteem.
And she desperate.
And she's desperate. And I think he knows that too. I think Brandon knows that too. And he's playing on that. He's playing on that. That's why he's hyping her up so much. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause like you said, she feeds off that.
Yeah.
And he knows that.
Yeah. Because he make her head
Right,
big, like,
right,
whoa,
right.
ooh, you the
Right,
Let me tell you
right.
something about my husband.
Hold on, before you tell me something about them, I'm gonna shut you down. I got to finish what I got to say.
Oh, why ain't saying it then? I'm finna sit up and give you some kudos. But go ahead.
But no, and to me, the point I was trying to make was that it's sad that a woman like M, with all her credentials, is this desperate, and she's buying anything a man would say to her. And you would think, like I think you said it, where's her girlfriends at? Somebody should have intervened and say, hey, you know, slow down, take time to yourself, get yourself right, get yourself together, enjoy life. But she jumps right into this relationship and gets engaged with this guy. To me, I feel like the opportunist.
Do you think that her girlfriend's gonna change her mind? They didn't change her mind about married at first sight, because I think she told them when the camera was there, yeah, I'm getting married at first sight. They was like, what? You know, so I don't think that, you know.
You're probably right. They probably couldn't do it.
Yeah, I think she want what she want, and she think that this is idea, and hopefully this will work out. They'll be together 10, 15, 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they work out some kinks, because they did talk about some kinks being worked out and stuff. So hopefully it'll work out. And I think
now you can tell them about me.
Oh, I forgot I moved on. So Kevin said, "Do y'all plan on having kids?" And so she said, yeah, you know, and he said, especially after that Hennessy last night.
See.
And she's like, babe, you supposed to be telling them all our business. Don't tell them all our business.
Now, I would like to ask the women that watch us out here in the YouTube streets, could y'all deal with a guy like Brandon? Could y'all date a guy like Brandon? You know, because I'm trying to figure out how can a guy like this actually, you know, build a foundation for a relationship. Mm-hmm. You know, because it's the things he does and the way he acts. Yeah, he's putting their business out all in the street. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the reason why she came out with the miscarriage, because he said something first.
Yeah. So yeah, she did say that. Yeah, she was pregnant at one point, and she had a miscarriage and stuff. So now, you know, we talked about on our live last week that, you know, was she pregnant? Because some of y'all said she still could be. Let's not debunk that she could be pregnant again, right? And just not saying it. Now, but I don't know. He said that Hennessy last night, so maybe, you know, maybe she had coke.
But here's the thing, and I said it in one of our videos. I said that he's gonna lock her down by getting her pregnant real soon. Okay, and apparently this happened within the year they was engaged. You know what I'm saying? So he had to lock that down so she couldn't go nowhere.
Probably that night that they. Who do that? Who grown man with 2 children previously married for 10 years do that?
He might always say we was out there hunching in the back of the bush or something.
Dry humping or something. Like,
we out there hunching. We playing go and what's the old saying? Go and get it.
Go get. Hide and go get it. Yeah, we play hide and go get it. We was behind the tool shed hunching. So they said, but they're gonna try again, and he said, now this is the first time I seen him at a calm level, like talking like a real man person or whatever. He said that he got 2 kids already, you know, and he volunteered this information, and he said, I think Kevin asked, well, how the kids feel. He was like, man, the kids love her. They call her quicker than they call me. So, you know, they are already bonded with, you know, him. So I wonder, is they coming over because he stayed there? I'm sure he stayed at her place David. So the kids probably coming over there and all that stuff, whatever. So I don't know if this is what she wants, this is what she got. You know, because let me tell you something, when you're single, ladies, you have the option to choose whether you want to be with a man that got 2 kids. And if you remove your heart out of that thing, be like, man, I'm really feeling him. But do I really want to be with a man that already got a ready-made family? Not granted, some men, they do have kids, but sometimes like you be like, I want somebody that got teens or adults or something. But you know,
Yeah.
but then there's still some men out there that don't have kids. If you don't have kids, they don't have. Just continue. You can continue to find until you get what you want.
When you get in your late 40s and 50s, to find somebody with no kids, it's real hard. It is, So it's some out there, but it's real hard.
And then within a year, so she done been pregnant, done met his family.
They move way too fast.
And somebody, I guess, in between that time, they all done got divorced and all that stuff, whatever, I don't know.
To me, I think they move way too fast.
Because I think they showed on the clip in the next one, because I think they're gonna do the where are they now? And somebody said something about, but then they said, ain't she still married?
Yeah, I think
he talking to somebody and she said she engaged, but he said, ain't she still married? So anyway. So let's move on to David and Madison. So they sit down and talk to the experts. Kevin was saying, in the 18 seasons that we done did this has never happened before. Never. And like somebody had said, they could have just waited afterwards. I don't know who said that. Probably didn't write that down.
Michelle.
Yeah, no. I think it may have been one of the experts. It was somebody like just wait
tonight.
To the experience is over with. So anyway, Pascal said the timeline is questionable. David said, listen, first of all, I want to apologize to y'all because I said David and Madison. David and Madison sitting down. I first want to apologize to y'all because y'all kept asking me over and over, and I lied in y'all face and said nope. And I want to apologize for that. And so they talking about the timelines because missing production. They showed the clips when David said it happened around the honeymoon. Madison said about 3 weeks after. So David said, I'm just going to decline to answer this comment because I done said it several times and I just don't. We probably conspired back then. We ain't finna talk about it no more.
You know why? Because they can't get the lie straight. So when you can't get your lie straight, you decide not to talk about it because you forgot what the last lie you told.
Yep.
So why dig my grave deeper? So I'm not gonna say nothing about it. So I'm gonna decline to talk about it again. And and when you decline, all it does is bring more suspicion. So but I'm like you, it's done and over with now. So he got his soulmate. Yeah, he got his breadwinner, he got his sugar mama. Yeah, well, she a young sugar mama, but he got his sugar mama.
Hey,
kudos to them.
Yep. So Dr. Pia said, Madison, when did you decide that you're gonna risk it all, girl? Like you going for the gusto? And so she said, when she started seeing David like broken broken down because of how Michelle was treating him and stuff like that.
Oh, come on.
And so she said, that's when, she saw it for him.
No, you heard what she said. That's a turn on for.
She says a turn on.
Yeah. And see somebody broken down like that.
No, she didn't say that. Did. Oh, well, she like build a bear. She like fix a man, honey. That's why he's staying up there. See, with Alan, she couldn't fix. She tried to fix parts of him, but Alan said, can't nobody fix. Like you can cosmetic stuff, my teeth, my hat, my dress. That's cosmetic. But who I am as a person, you can't fix that because I got my ish together. Right. I'm up here tearing up kitchen and bathroom floors, ain't it? So now you can go over there and build the bear, fix him, David, because build the David. So Bear David. So anyway, so that's when she said it, and David said the honeymoon. He keep hollering that honeymoon now. Now let's be clear, that honeymoon, they got married. I think it was a day, and then they went on the honeymoon. That's right. I think it was a day or two or something like that. So between them and the honeymoon, like.
Well, I think they went to the gym for the first time at the honeymoon.
And that's when it happened.
So,
let's see. So Pascal said, I wish y'all the best. One thing about love, and I tell you this, that love is something that you grow into. It's not something that, you just automatically love. So you grow into it, and y'all just really and truly need to protect that. So all the couples come out together, and they all are surprised at, they talking about the social media commentary and people saying what they saying. They said they all surprised about the hate that they get. I said, why be surprised? Because this is what they do on reality TV. Y'all chose to do this, so what you surprised about?
Y'all haven't watched the show before. Y'all haven't watched reality television before.
Yeah,
of course, people are gonna have
shocked.
Of course, people gonna have opinions about the show
Right.
and opinions about you. You know, you sign up for it. I know y'all know how this operates, man.
Yeah.
Come on,
So
stop.
I guess they just didn't think that they would be getting all the smoke. So Camille said the folks said she got dentures.
Hmm?
I said, well, I ain't heard that.
I ain't heard
Yeah,
that
I
either.
ain't even seen it in our comment section.
Mm-mm.
So but anyway, Alan said that, I told you his mom took a whore.
I knew that. I knew that. I said that because
Mama Allen took a whore.
she trusted Madison when they sat down and talked at the beginning of the season.
Don't you dare.
Yeah, she told Madison to protect her baby's heart. That's her baby. And Madison went and did. And actually, Alan said he still hadn't told his mom the whole story.
He said he shielded her from them.
Yeah.
So y'all keep mom off the TV, honey. Don't let her watch the reviews and then like that. So he even said his friends were hurt. And his friends probably said, I'm gonna go get her. Give me her address.
And you know what,
Give it to
man?
me right now.
I think they said this, I'm gonna get David. I guarantee you,
Oh.
we're gonna ride out and get this Joker, man.
Yeah, beat
Dog,
him.
I remember the time.
What? Who was that said? Color Purple. I think they said beat him.
I remember the time I was at, I worked at just
See how you just threw my story to the side to
because
say your little funky story.
this is real life. That's why I used to work at Walmart.
Oh, that's why he don't like going to Walmart now. No
Well,
Walmart
let me say. I worked at Walmart back then. I was like the only male cashier, right? So I had a lot of women around me. So one girl,
This story better be relevant.
it was just wild. So one girl, she liked me, okay, and somehow her boyfriend found out that she liked me. See, I was a pretty boy. I had at the time I had my finger waves and my hoop earrings and my gold herringbone, and all the women was crazy about
That
me.
don't sound pretty boy. It sounds temptation.
Anyway, so this is Alabama. It was pretty boy for Alabama. Anyway, so the boyfriend came up there and challenged me and said, "Man, when you got work, man, we're gonna get you." So I said, "I bet." So while I was at work, I called my homeboys up. See, that's how my homeboys up. I said, "Man,
See, I told you how you touch me like
sorry."
that.
And so my homeboy said, "Yeah, man, don't worry about it. We got you, Eddie. We gonna roll up together. We gonna roll deep. We be waiting for you after work." So store closed. I walk out the door. I said, I didn't see the dude out there, but I didn't see my homeboys out there. I said, "Where my boys go?" So they came back up the street. I said, "What happened to y'all, man?" Yeah, man. Well, we was out here waiting for you. It's in Pallet SS pulled over some real thugs, and they said, "What the hell y'all looking at?" And we drove. I said, "Man, y'all got parked out." Said, "Man, we ain't that hard." Ooh,
So,
good time.
So
Good.
Madison said that her grandma been defending her in the comments. So her grandma been on Twitter and all the other stuff. Leave my grandbaby alone. She's a good girl. Leave her alone. She ain't no transactional hoe.
Her grandma don't know about no Twitter. She probably on MySpace. Leave my girl. Why ain't nobody replying?
So Ike said that, as far as the viewers, he want everybody to know that they human, they have feelings, they're not a cartoon, they not nothing like that. They got feelings.
Y'all signed up for our entertainment. So we don't look at
you.
Y'all don't have no feelings. Y'all ain't human. Y'all are entertainment. That's what we're gonna look at y'all as.
I mean, and you got to be honest, because I'm sure y'all probably look at some shows or a movie or something, getting y'all feelings about stuff. Yep. So yeah, it is entertainment. That's what y'all signed up for, and y'all said we gonna sign off our likeness.
Yep.
And that's what y'all signed it on off. So here we are commentating, and somebody said, Alan said the commentators get him. I said, I know you be up here watching Alan, but we ain't said that the folks said that Madison would leave you and you gonna end up
in a monastery somewhere.
Something that we ain't go that far.
Something.
I'm saying something. It was something that the folks said.
Something.
So anyway, so Carla said that, for the people, what she got to give is that she invite love and stuff like that. Sit down with yourself, honey. Work on yourself. If you got all that hate, figure out where it's come from. Go down deep within. Okay. So Michelle said that that as far as her, she's a different person than what y'all saw on the TV. We can see that, honey, because she done lost a lot of weight, and she's a different person, and so that she is doing better. So she's learning to do better. Em said that she a real Chicago girl. She was on here for the real thing. She wasn't in here to fake it. And Madison had to steal her whole line. Yeah, I'm real. What we got is real. I was like, girl, can you come up with something for yourself?
I beg to differ because we talked to some women from Chicago. They say they don't act like you. They don't act like you at all. They don't even claim.
So David said, blah, blah, blah. I was not listening. And then when Camille said, y'all leave my dude alone. Leave my boy alone, David. Y'all up there telling me he basement boy and stuff like that. Yep. Anyway.
Camille, be quiet, man. I know that's your boy, and y'all go out and y'all hang out, man. But then she did say not fun. The other stuff, y'all get them for that. Y'all get them for that. But.
So they said they're gonna call out some drama. Go to the commercial. We're gonna call out somebody that started some drama.
The dog. I said the dog.
Yeah, you did. Lofty, and then
Luffy.
That's Lofty. So Camille. They showed them. This was just fillers. They showed them playing basketball. David and his ugly tattoo, and it still don't look like whatever they said it looked like. It looked like a bunch of scrabble on his chest. But if you like it, you like it. Kevin said, "Who changed?" Kevin asked, "What that girl name is?" Madison. Okay, did you change David's style? Because you show over here trying to change Alan.
I'm glad Kevin asked her that too. Yeah, his shirts be too baggy. Instead of wearing an extra large, he needs to wear an extra large so he can show off his muscles. I said, I'm not saying the dude's fat, but he don't really have muscle. Mm-mm. He probably was toned back in the day, but I get you get older, man. Look at me, you know what I'm saying? But heck, I even kind of got a little muscle. I ain't been working out. For a while since
I got the shape of. See that tone when I be on that Peloton. Y'all can see that tone there.
I see them wrinkles in the elbow.
Yeah, they been there.
Little wrinkles. That's extra fat skin.
Let's do your elbow then.
There,
look at that. Look, what is that? Look at that fat. Y'all see it?
That's skin.
Okay, my skin.
Yeah, you know why skin there? Because they know you need the extra skin so you can get fat, so you can have the shoot hanging out. Kourtney, can you cook me some rice and salmon? Hi, baby. Shoosh.
And that's what you ain't got up under there, that fat. So Madison said what she said or whatever, he got muscles and stuff. And Madison also said too that, as far because Kevin once again said, David moved in with you, right? And she was like, well, he was at his parents' place, whatever. So, and after 69 months, they just made a plan for him to move in with her because for whatever reason, I guess, she's like,
I loved him and our relationship was getting better. And I said, why not move him in?
Yep. And so she said, plus she's not there that much because she traveled with her job and he works 2 jobs. And so, it just was a better fit because, it is a smaller place. And so, it just was a better fit. And we talked about that, Chad. So I ain't finna go about it again, honey. So, and then why Juan said something? Yeah, Juan's like, I support that. They gonna be in a wheelchair together. La, la, la. I was like, Juan, shut up. That's why you out here on social media running your trap, honey.
That's why I told Alan, don't trust Juan. Don't trust him, man. Don't trust him.
Why? What did he do?
No, he 1 minute he'll tell Alan, man, you're a good man. You're a good man. You'll get over. Yeah, you deserve it. The next minute, you taking pictures with the person that did Alan wrong.
I support y'all. Y'all be in a wheelchair together.
Yeah, so he's one.
And I'm saying, did you saying that to Thomas and Camille when their marriage was authentic and they did it the right way? Yeah. Like, why is you so amped up? Are you still crushing on David from the honeymoon? That really was you?
One is wishy-washy in my opinion.
Yeah.
Real wishy-washy.
So anyway, on that note, you guys, that's all we got. We will see you guys on the live on Thursday. And y'all, I'm going to drop the link and y'all can say the things that you want to get off your chest. And y'all know we got one more episode, which is the Where Are They Now? And we're going to see that. And I hate to see David and Madison on our screen again. But most of all, I really hate to see Brandon on my screen. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
Brandon got his wish. He said,
I'm
I'm going to be
sorry.
on TV. And that's the reason why I inboxed her, so I can get to know her, so I can get in her circle, so I can be on TV. And it worked. Yeah, that's right. You sit there, let me take your shine. Shut up, be quiet, let me take your shine. My name is Brandon, and I do things the way I do it. I found me a queen right here. Ain't it right, baby? That's right. All you do is nod your head. This is my time. This is my time. My time to shine. That's right, baby. Yeah, I'm just a man trying to be a man, baby. Yeah, man, he a punk, man. I got what he wanted, what he should have had, but I got it now. Got her pregnant and everything. Well, she lost it, but we're gonna try again. Ain't it right, baby? That's right. That's right. Nah, you can say something.
Ooh, that just bothered me, honey. Even in that, because the way you was talking. All right, you guys. On that note, all right. On that note, you guys gonna go ahead and get out of here. Don't forget to go with God and let God go with you.
I was put God first.
Deuces.
Hey!